Well, hello and welcome to 2025, and a sincere welcome back to all of the new subscribers and longtime subscribers. Sincerely, thank you so much. I hate that I have to ask for subscriptions, but the truth of the matter is when you're approaching, or when I'm approaching, prospective brands and businesses that I want to work with, the number one metric that they always look at is subscribers. I personally don't think that that's the best metric, but that's unfortunately the game that we're stuck playing. So sincerely, for everybody who has subscribed up until this point and everyone in the future who is watching this, thank you very much for doing so. I sincerely appreciate it. And without further ado, let's talk about what's next. So for everybody who was watching the content in 2024, myself and Grey Wolf 1, well, I absolutely love this truck and I will never ever get rid of it. There's kind of a running joke that if I ever die, they'll just dig a deep hole and push me in it, and that's how I'm going to go out. However, we did experience a number of little challenges in the background that I didn't necessarily address specifically. You may have seen actually one of the first videos that I put together for the channel, again, just trying to get my legs and figure out how I want to do this thing, was actually me installing the trailer brake control module and the LED fog lights in the vehicle. It was simple upgrades, the trailer brake controller being a necessary upgrade. But my aim for 2025 is to make some pretty significant improvements. Now, it's going to come in stages because, quite frankly, at this stage of the game, I am making 0 pennies off of any of the content that I'm producing. So if you're a brand out there and you want to align yourself with the content we're making here, let me know. I'm old. This is the telephone. I guess the kids do this now. But anyways, one upgrade that we're actually going to be doing today is to do with the tonneau situation. So yeah, let's just head around back and I'll show you what's going on there. Or perhaps what I might have said is the lack of a tonneau situation. So you may have seen in the previous videos, I did actually have one of those tri-folding tonneaus on the vehicle. The reason was I got that for free. However, it did fail on me a few times, if I'm being entirely honest. So the rivets broke, the adhesive came apart, it was fixed, and I finally, as of a couple weeks ago, fixed it for the last time, and that put us into a situation where we are looking for a new tonneau. Now, my main criticism with that tonneau specifically was that once you had dropped your tailgate down, if you wanted to close it, you couldn't just simply push it up because it had like a little rubber flap at the end that would end up getting pulled under. So it was kind of like a multi-stage operation. You would first have to unlatch the tonneau cover and let it sit on its little latches, I guess. Close your tailgate and then either slam it down and not, damage or bend anything, or hammer it down with your fists. And suffice it to say, I am so overdoing that, it's not even funny. The other thing is that that particular model was really, good and heavy duty model, but much more heavy duty than I personally need. I'm not routinely walking up on here, so having something that is a bit lighter weight when I'm trying to stand back and manually fold the panels from the side, well, I simply really couldn't do that with that previous one. I'd always have to get up into the bed and fold it up. So there are a few different solutions. There are soft roll-up tonneau, but they don't really provide a very good degree of security. There are hard roll-up ones. There are the tri-fold, but in a lighter packaging. And then there's kind of like a really, cool option. It's actually made by a company that I quite like, Kuat. They make predominantly like ski and bike carriers for the hitch and the roof. But I believe it was in 2023, they came out with this product called the Ibex, I believe. And it is a, gosh, what would you call it? Like a shell, a cage, a frame that you put back here that's modular, that you can add handles or molly panels. There's a low and a high version. Low would be amazing if you, let's say, want to put a roll-up tonneau and a rooftop tent, because that would preserve your overall height while still giving you a little bit of extra height that you can use to crawl in. Of course, real long-time subscribers of the channel or subscribers over on the Gravel Bike channel would know that I used to have a rooftop tent, which is kind of what precipitated this whole RV thing in the first place. But because I had the fold-up style tonneau and the tent was mounted very low, basically rendered the entire box useless for a couple of years, and I really missed being able to put stuff in. Well, I could still put stuff in here, but you were literally, oh, well, I was literally crawling in there to get it in. Yeah, I was over that too. So what option did I go with? Well, let's fold up the tailgate here and head up to see our friends at Cam Clark Ford Airdrie, because they're going to help us out with this one. Let's go do it. Saving me having to do it, so. Well, this is it. This is what I've gone with. And despite me talking up the Kuat Ibex system, which I think is a really cool product, right now for how I want to utilize my truck and trailer setup is that I really love the idea of having my truck just be a regular daily. I, for 2 years on my previous truck, had that rooftop tent low mounted over, and I really missed the ability to just flip back my tonneau and use the bed for carrying large and tall items and, you know, getting into the back, etc. And that Ibex system, even the taller one, would inherently not only limit that, but would necessitate like a specific roll-up style tonneau. And so my goal all along, as it applied to my truck and trailer setup, is that all I want to be able to do is back up to the trailer, hook up, and go. Now, I have compromised in terms of keeping all of the fuel cells in the back of the pickup truck, the firewood, as well as the Ukiah propane barbecue fire pit, I guess is the appropriate title, cooktop. Suffice to say, I am compromising in that sense on having those items in here for a combination of a lot of reasons, not the least of which they simply just don't fit on or in the trailer. But yeah, so let me take you for a quick tour about this particular tonneau and why I chose it. So I brought you in nice and close to show you what is the pièce de résistance, which is the ability to close the tailgate and not have to lift the tonneau. So I'll do that again just for dramatic effect. So this is a Ford branded tonneau. It is equivalent to the backflip MX4. And the previous tonneau I had was more akin to their G2 line. Now, the MX4 is a much lighter duty tonneau, lighter literally and figuratively, because the panel sections are significantly less weight. And so when you are over here and you're trying to fold up your tonneau, previously I had to climb all the way into the box to be able to do that. Now, these are so light that I could just come in here, reach in, and I can flip up the whole tonneau from the outside, or vice versa. I can close it down and it's not going to come crashing down on me. So it is a lighter weight product, but that also means that inherently it's going to, have less security to it. So I'm not routinely walking up top on the tonneau. If you have, say, like a roof rack style system where maybe you're putting canoes and kayaks and you're regularly wanting to stand on it, then this is probably not going to be the best product for you. Similarly, I have seen more than one MX4 for sale that is just riddled in dents. So unfortunately, I do live in an area where we get hail quite frequently and it can be quite large. And so that is a bit of a concern of mine. I'm hoping that the day won't come where I have to run out and throw all my floor mats on the truck to protect it. But those are sort of the trade-offs that I've made for the comfort and ease and ability to just close this. Where again, that heavier duty one, I had to, if I wanted to close the tonneau cover, or the tailgate, sorry, I would have to close the tailgate first, then close the tonneau cover down second, and then close it like that. So yeah, just ease of usability. I don't have to worry about anything obstructing my vision when I'm driving. I can just use my truck as a daily, even though there are many, well, the theme of the year is time to accessorize, right? So there are many more accessories coming, and I've approached some brands. I'm really hoping to be able to deliver some really cool content for you guys. But for now, yeah. So as always, thank you very much for watching. I sincerely do appreciate it. If you have any particular questions about tonneaus, then feel free to let me know in the comments down below. And if you happen to have a Ford F-150, be sure to price out the tonneau with your local dealer, because our friends over at Kim Clark Ford Airdrie were actually saying that Ford lowered the cost of their tonneau, so it's actually, I think, $100 or $200 Canadian less than the backflip branded version. Take care. Thank you very much.